I'm near about to let time get away from me, y'all. But that's all right. It generally takes people a minute or two to join the chat, but that's all right. We're going to get it going and get it going on in just a few minutes. Y'all look who I got with me. Look at there. Hey, Misha. I got Blenda with me. Let me keep that thing turned like that so you.
Happy Red Friday.
Happy Red Friday, Chuck. I don't know what red means. Maybe it has a reference to do with my hair. I think it's a hair reference. What little hair I got left. It's getting thin, far between. Thin and far, few and far between. Thin and far between, too. Well, I hope everybody's had a good week thus far. I got to get stretched out here. Get stretched out. Been weed eating, so I may have bits of grass all over me, but that's all right. Y'all can get it out of my little beard, what little beard I got. Remember everyone deployed day. Red. Remember everyone deployed. Hey, you got to keep. I'm not up with all the fancy acronyms, Misha. You're gonna have to straighten me out on all that. What has happened this week? Not a whole lot. I'm gonna turn my little fan on. If that's all right with y'all. Hope it don't bother you too bad. Cool your coffee off. Y'all, I've been talking about these roosters that I had. I've had 3 roosters. I raised them from little bitty, raised 9 of them, and I had to get rid of. I kept 1 rooster and the 4 hens, and then I had 1 rooster. I think the others killed him. So I had 3 roosters left, and I'll try to give them away because I didn't want to go through all the problem of processing and all that. But I needed the cage that they were in because I got rabbits, and I got baby rabbits, and I needed like a grow out pen for them. And so I needed a cage. So I finally manned up. I don't know if that's the right term, but anyway, I got the nerve up, and I finally processed these roosters. And Blenda was all, she said, I'm fine with it. As long as I don't have to see you do it, I'm good with it. We'll cook them. And most times, if it's something like that, I have to cook it and all that. But she womaned up, and she cooked them, and it smelled so good, y'all. I want y'all to know, come in the house, it was just, it was so good. We got ready to eat it, and I kid you not, you could not chew it. It was like eating a big rubber ball. It was, it was worse than that, wasn't it? It was horrible. The taste was good. The taste was fine, but it took you an hour and a half just to chew something. But y'all, I got some guests here this evening. I really look forward to interviewing and being with them. I'm going to get them up pretty quickly, so y'all don't give up on. Don't eat all my M&Ms. I see you and Kenneth eating my M&Ms down there. Don't eat all of them. Leave some for the next guests that come up next week.
She heard name roosters.
But anyway, I got them coming up in just a minute, and I've been watching them for 10. I went back and checked. It's been 10 months. They've had their channel for a year, I think a total year. And I'm not real sure how good their internet's going to be. They're off grid, but she done a live, I think her first live a week or 2 ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and she had service. So I said, well, y'all come on up. Since you got service, I want you to be on my live. I got to have you on my live. So I'm going to get through here, and I'm going to look at the chat real quick. And what? You got to pressure cook them. It may take a minute because I think they lost their internet connection. Now, I hope they don't lose their internet connection. Remy came in. He said he had to go, but he'll leave it on and come back later. I appreciate that, Remy. Got Misha. I've already talked to Misha, and Misha's saying hello to Blenda. Hey, Rebecca. Good to see you. I'll try and get y'all up pretty quick, so in case the internet does go out on you. Okay, May? Let me go through here and welcome the chat real quick. Jen, good times ahead. What? Hey, good to see you. There's Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead. Jesus Loving Homesteader. Good to see y'all. Some Texas folks in the house, along with Broke. A couple of Texas folks in the house. But you're used to that with your, yeah. You gotta explain things to us. There's Mountain Moon Adventures. I just became familiar with them, so I'm not just caught up to speed on them. It takes me a little while to catch up with folks. But I do appreciate you coming in and being a part of the chat. I hope you get to know some folks and people get to know y'all. Got Deborah Rossognolos in the house. Every time I want to say her last name, I want to pretend like I'm the guy that does the announcing on wrestling. Remember wrestling? I guess they still do that. I don't know if they do it WWE or whatever it's called. Bring the mic down. Deborah Debbie. We'll just call her Debbie. Hey there, Lazy Day. Moderator extraordinaires in the house. There we got Elizabeth, curly hair country gal. Met her. Was it last week, curly hair? Elizabeth, yeah, I get my mind gets all mixed up. Hobo Goat, a.k.a. I'm saying desert goat. All right, I appreciate you coming in the house here. Mean roosters are tough, but they wasn't mean. Well, I mean, they would peck you, but they wasn't mean. We processed, and it tasted like rubber jerky. It was horrible, y'all. Horrible. The taste was good, but it was horrible. Jesse's throwing out some links, and I certainly appreciate that. You just filmed a baby wild turtle. You know, I was out in the flower bed earlier. I was trying to get some weeds out and trim up some of the mums, and I seen a lizard. I kid you not. It was. Old Declan would have loved it. He would have loved it. I mean, it was like that big. All right, let me get on down here. I'm sorry. I always keep going, talking. Hey, Chucky. Don't say Chucky. That remind me of the doll, the horror movie doll. And she even said hello to Blenda.
Hey, everybody.
And to the chat. She covered everybody. Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it, Elizabeth? All right. Let me get on through here. Got Brenda in the house. Brenda, another moderator extraordinaire. Oh, that ain't right. Elizabeth. Girl. Making fried fish. Me and Blenda may make some fried fish a little bit later on when we go to the fish house. Chucky or the Rugrats. All right, y'all. I'm kind of nervous about their internet, so I'm going to get them on up. So y'all put your hands together, get a seat real close to the front so you can hear good. And let's welcome Megan and Kenneth from Living the Hight Life. And don't forget, Off Grid. Hey, how in the world are y'all?
Hey, we're good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Kenneth.
Yes, sir.
Show me your hand.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I broke it.
I hate to laugh. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's
It's,
just that Blenda didn't have a clue what in the world I was talking about.
Oh.
Yeah,
But if I was saying he had one of them post hole drivers,
yeah, the
And-
T-post drivers.
T-post driver, yeah. And
be careful with them; they'll get you.
and broke your finger. Didn't it break it?
Yeah,
it broke it.
he's gotta
literally
go-
Broke in two.
he's got to go to a hand specialist for possible surgery to pin the bone back together because the bones are like this.
Yeah, I mean, when it's a good thing you're a nurse. Megan is in the nursing field, I guess. I don't know. You don't. You're not employed as a nurse recently, though, because y'all.
Currently I'm
started-
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, y'all went off grid. When you went off grid, you sure enough went off grid.
We did. We love it.
Yeah, hey, I can tell through your videos. I found y'all, and I went back and looked. This was 10 months ago.
Oh, wow.
If I understand, it was y'all had been doing it a couple of months, maybe. You've only been doing YouTube about a year, right?
Yep, just over a year I've been on YouTube, and we just celebrated 1 year of buying our off-grid property.
Yeah. I remember
You've been here since the beginning.
pretty much. The first video I've seen of y'all's, we'll get to that in just a minute, Elizabeth. Just hang on. The first video I remember of y'all's, and I think what it was, I had just joined the YouTube group, Small YouTube Homesteaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a clue. I didn't know anybody, didn't even know it was a thing. Somebody raising Ronies had mentioned it to me, said, I'm going to get you on Small YouTube Homesteaders. I said, well, okay, I don't even know what that is. But anyway, I found out later what it was. And anyway, joined that. And I didn't know any channels, didn't know anything. So I put on there, just, if you want me to watch your video, I'll watch your video. And I want to say you must have put yours on there or said hello or something. And I went
probably.
back.
I talk a lot.
What's that?
I said probably. I talk a lot on there.
But anyway, I watched it. And y'all were at a homesteaders association or a homesteaders meetup, or I don't know.
Homesteaders of America.
Homesteaders of America. I don't even remember where it was at. I didn't even know there was such a thing. But I remember y'all going to that and watching y'all go through that. Kenneth carrying Declan on his back, I think, in like a backpack.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something, Kenneth. What got me? What got me? I just loved the way that you reacted. Megan, she talk. She's like Blenda. Just talk.
It's all day long, every day.
And Kenneth is just over there, just going along. It didn't matter what it was. He went along with it. And
we just go with the flow.
Yeah, I liked that. And I said, I got to keep watching it. So I kept watching. And I watched nearly about every video up until, I don't know, about 8 or 9. YouTube got a hold of me.
Uh-huh.
It just does. You get to meet so many different people on here, and you want to try and support everybody, and it's just impossible to do. But and I got to thinking about it just maybe a month or so ago, and I got thinking about it. I said, I hadn't checked in with Megan, and I don't even know what all was going on. I think the last that I'd seen, y'all built the rabbit colony, and y'all gone through all that, and I said, I better catch up with him and see. Declan's probably graduated high school by now. So I went back and I realized I didn't have the notification done.
Oh.
So that way I went ahead and, because if it's not in front of me, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey there, Pineapple. There's another Texas folk. A lot of Texas folks in the house. But anyway, I have enough background on you. Yeah. So when y'all first, you had just, let me do it this way. You tell me your journey up to this point, I guess, and I'll
That's been quite the journey. So we started out back in 2020. I guess really at the end of 2019, and we decided we were done with living the normal life, 9 to 5, working Monday through Friday, that sort of thing. And we sold our house, our vehicles, everything, bought a travel trailer, and started traveling the United States to figure out where we want.
Back up. Where were you living?
We're originally from Georgia.
Georgia. Okay. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I had y'all way over out west.
Well, we traveled out west for a long time. We stayed in Yellowstone National Park. We've been to Montana, Colorado, Utah. I mean, we traveled all over.
That's what I was thinking, because you mentioned something one time and talking about some of the roads that y'all had to travel. And
yeah, we traveled all kinds of crazy roads.
Hey, Hendo, appreciate you coming in. And Suzanne Goulet. Suzanne Goulet. All right, I'm sorry I interrupted. I'm going to do that a lot, Megan. Most people on the chat, they're familiar with that. You may not be familiar with it, but I'll interrupt you and I'll get off on a tangent sometimes. So you just rein me back in. Just crank on the handle and reel me back in.
That's all right. So we traveled for about a year. I travel nursed all around the country, and we ended up in South Carolina because I was working in Charlotte, North Carolina as a pediatric nurse at the hospital there during the pandemic. And we never left South Carolina. We fell in love with it here. We were looking for a place to off-grid, and when we found South Carolina, we just stayed.
Got candies.
Hold on, buddy.
And
And so we've been here ever since. Now we've bought our property. It's been a year, and we have done a lot. We do have a meat rabbit colony now, and we have rabbits and rabbit tractors. I was out there breeding rabbits today. We have a 2,500 square foot garden. We've raised meat chickens, which we've already butchered, and now we have egg laying chickens. And we have 2 goats, 2 Nubian goats named Dolly and Reba that we are raising up to breed for dairy. I don't know what else we've done along our journey. We've had a lot going on. It's been a busy year.
Hey, and just to hear you say it, people that's listening that hadn't followed along, but there are some in here that know exactly what you've gone through, because they realize the work that you put into it. They realize the sweat, the tears, the craziness of it.
Broken bones, broken bones.
Broken bones. Let me ask the chat something real quick, because sometimes my internet, I'm thinking the other people are behind, but it's me. Am I the one? Am I good, Chad, on my voice? Is it matching up with when I talk? And I just mentioned also while I'm doing this, appreciate Terry, Mike and Terry, MT Homestead coming in. Appreciate y'all coming in. And there's somebody else that came in that I think maybe I already mentioned them. But anyway, if I missed you, I apologize. I'm good. Okay, so I just noticed when Megan was talking, it seemed like hers was a little behind. I figured her internet, her signal I just want to make sure it wasn't me. I'm trying to think. Y'all went to that Homesteader Association, and then y'all come back, and I remember you putting in your drive. That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
When I was watching that, I was scared to death for Declan. I got to be honest with you. Right out by that road, I was like, "Oh, he's going to run out." And my grandpa, is coming out in me.
Yeah, he has no fear. He would play in the road if I would let him. He has no fear of it. He just thinks everybody's going to stop for him.
Okay, yeah, well, that's just the mindset, I guess.
I did a travel day.
Ain't no call for that, Jesse. Hey, can y'all see the chat?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Sometimes people can't see it, and I throw it up on the screen, and I still throw it up on the screen just so y'all can see. These are some fellow Mississippians. Gulf Mania Homestead is just south of us, southeast of us, I guess. Jerusha and Robin, and we appreciate y'all coming in, Jerusha. But y'all's first, and I may be wrong on this, but I wanted to say the first, y'all didn't start with chickens, did you? Y'all started with rabbits.
Rabbits. Rabbits are our first homestead animal. And even though we have chickens, I'm not a fan of chickens. I much prefer rabbits. If I could get my rabbits to lay eggs, we wouldn't have chickens.
You'd have Easter all year round.
Yes, we would.
But that kind of got me interested in rabbits. You watch enough of these YouTube videos and all that. Everybody does things, but I seen y'all doing the rabbits, and I said, that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
I just like the thought of them producing so quickly, and the turnaround is good. And not only that, the fertilizer that you get from it.
Yeah, they are pure gold for the garden.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the first ones I seen y'all, Kenneth made you and Kenneth made like a rabbit tractor thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got right now. We've got 2 of those, and then we've got another tractor that was left over for the chickens.
Okay, so and those of y'all that don't know, they have you milled it yourself. Y'all cut the logs on your property, and then you you have
right here off the land.
You have a chainsaw mill. Like, I think they call it Alaskan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an Alaskan sawmill.
Alaskan sawmill, and that looks like a lot of work.
It's a good bit of little work. I mean, it's not too bad, but it is some work.
Well, I can go back and I can look and I can remember, because, like I said, I followed you just pretty much over the past year. Mm-hmm. I can see the changes in y'all, the changes in, I mean, the work has really, what's the right term? I don't want to say it, and you think, because you don't know me that well, just don't take anything I say offensive, because I never mean anything offensive. Y'all have toned down. You can see it in your cheeks and the way that you. I
sat there from the time we started till now. I've lost about 30 pounds.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Kenneth, Brenda says you need to speak louder.
Mm-hmm. I tell him that all the time.
Usually everybody says that.
And I'm a squirrel. That Kenneth is a real talker. Hey, listen, he don't say a whole lot, but Megan makes up for it.
That is true.
And Declan, he's not scared to tell you his thoughts either.
No.
He's not at all.
He's just as cute as a button. What is he now? 2, 3?
3.
3, that's right. Okay. I was thinking he was 3, but I'm always hesitant to say stuff. How's he like it out there? He don't know any better. This is just life for him, isn't it?
He loves it. This kid runs wild all day long. We've had rain just about all day, and he's been out there running through the rain, playing in mud puddles, digging in the dirt. He loves it.
Yeah, I see him out there playing in the sawdust and the and the mud and the sticks and the everything else. He's got the life now.
He does. He has free range of the property, and he runs and plays all day long.
No, I don't want that 30 pounds back.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Baker. Good to see you. I just found Baker too. He's in Missouri. Not Missouri. He's saying hello to Missouri. I was thinking he said I'm from Missouri, but he's saying hey to Randy. Elizabeth wants to know, do you guys make compost with that sawdust?
So we have composting toilets. We're off grid, so that's what we use the sawdust for. It goes in our composting toilets. Okay.
And y'all made, for a while, compost bins where you composted everything. Really, you built it where the animals couldn't get into it, or kind of couldn't get into it. But
we still use those a lot. We mainly use those for after rabbit butchering days if we want to compost anything that's left over. That way it kind of keeps the predators out of it. But right now, everything we compost goes into the chicken pen, and we let them compost it for us.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So y'all got chickens somewhere in my little hiatus. Hiatus? Yeah.
Hiatus?
Yeah, hiatus. Yeah. Y'all got chickens somewhere up in there. And I didn't see that part. I had to go back, I guess, and catch up on that. But
that was a hot mess.
Was it?
Yes, because the post service lost our chickens more than once, and we ended up with boxes of dead chickens, and it was awful trying to get chickens out here on our property. You missed a whole bunch right there.
The post office lost your chickens?
Yeah.
Like when they got here, there wasn't a single one of them alive. None of them were speaking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they lost them. the tracking still to this day says that it's not been out for delivery yet. They had no idea where they were at.
Oh my goodness, that would be
Yeah.
horrible.
Somebody
It was so awful. I made a video about it and I just cried. It was bad to take your 3-year-old to the post office to pick up chickens, and every single one of them were dead.
Hey, Freddie, Farm and H-back, appreciate you coming in his high. What? I ain't even going there, Rochelle. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm scared of it. And rightly so. I know, rightly so, Rochelle. So you just take all your scraps and you throw it into your chickens, and they and then y'all once or twice a year go out there and
just clean it back out and throw it on the garden.
Throw it on the garden. You put your sawdust and stuff in there too?
Yep, I do everything. Garden scraps, sawdust. I take the pine straw and rake it up from the yard and throw it in there. And they just scratch through it, eat what they want, and break down the rest.
And break down. Hey, chickens are good for something. I know you don't like them, but they are good for something.
We don't get along very well. They like to attack me. So,
well, I like chickens. All right. I like the fact that they give me eggs, and that's the only thing.
Yep, that's about it for us. I would much rather have meat rabbits than chickens any day.
Let me tell you, Megan, I told you I got rabbits. It's been a few months ago now. My son had went to the pet store up there in Hattiesburg, and he has these geckos, and he was going up there to get them something. And I admit it was right before Father's Day, whenever Father's Day is. And he said he asked me what I wanted for Father's Day. I said, I think I'd like some rabbit. I said, tell you what, if you just help me build the pen and all, that'd be great. He said, no, I want to do it all. I want to do everything. I said, well, I hate for you to go to all that trouble. And I thought maybe, he would push it off. He went up to the pet store, and there was people in the parking lot giving away rabbits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just giving away rabbits. And,
I'll take 3 rabbits.
Yeah. And he called me, said, Daddy, they're giving away rabbits. I said, they're just giving them away. He said, yeah. I said, well, if they got 2 females, bring me 2 females and a male.
Yep. Best way to start out, a breeding trio.
Well, he brought home 3 females because his girlfriend was with him. She wanted one. And she was supposed to take it home, but she never has taken it home. So she just left it with me. So I built a pen for it. And so now we got 3 females and 1 male. And 2 of the females, Taco, I named one of them Taco because of Andrea from Digging for Help. She suggested that. Taco, and then Bonnie and Clyde is the other 2, is the male and the female. And I got that from Nicole Smith Gardening. I think she suggested that one. But Taco and Bonnie have both produced litters now. And we've got 6 of them left. We had 2 or 3 of them die. A couple of it was our fault because I didn't fix my pen right. They were able to squeeze out a little hole that I didn't know I didn't have patched up. But the others lived, and we just give one away. One of them we give away yesterday, I think. But so we still got a few. I'm just learning stuff, so it's all new to me.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Hey, that's a pretty good turnout for your first litters.
Yeah, I thought so. I was proud of it. And they're just as cute as can be.
Yeah.
I got some questions for you. Elizabeth wants to know what's your favorite way to prepare rabbits.
Ooh, apricot glazed rabbit. So I bake it kind of like you would a barbecue chicken, but I use apricot jam or apricot preserves to glaze the rabbit. It is the best way to do it.
Do you have a video on that? I thought I remember you putting out a video. Okay.
Yeah, it was our first ever rabbit cooking video. and I made apricot glazed rabbit, and it was so good.
Said that street tacos.
Good street tacos.
We've done rabbit tacos. I call them bunny tacos.
Okay, she asked that, but she also asked this question: do you keep the pelts?
Yes, I am learning to tan the pelts. I'm still practicing with different methods. I've done the salt and egg tanning and wasn't that big of a fan. But we do keep our pelts. So we grow out the 16 weeks so that we can have a better pelt. Most people butcher at 12 weeks, but at 12 weeks, the pelts will rip when you butcher them. And so they're not as easy to save.
Well, that's what I was told. I asked, how long do you raise them out before you butcher them? And they said anywhere between 12 and 16 weeks, and or 12 and 16. And I said, well, I plan on doing it about 12 because I don't want. I mean, they grow so quick. I mean,
they do, and they don't gain much weight between 12 and 16 weeks. It's really just the hide that gets tougher, so you can save it.
So the meat's about the same.
Yeah, I think they get about a half a pound more in those 4 weeks. They're not going to get much bigger.
Okay. Well, so, I'm not fooling with the pelts. I'm just not fooling with them. I have talked to some. Cody from Hog Deer 79, he's a taxidermist. And he mentioned something about, people ask him about tanning them and all that. And he says he don't fool with it because just, if you get them wrong, they will tear easy on you. So he don't fool with it. He just mainly does deer mounts and stuff. But
rabbit fur, the skin on it is very, very thin, and you have to be careful with it when you're doing it.
Yeah,
but it makes it easier to butcher. So
yeah. We have never raised rabbits. I've eaten rabbit, wild rabbit. I used to have rabbit dogs, and so I got where I just couldn't stand the smell of a wild rabbit anymore. I just we hunted so many of them back when my kids were little, and I just got where I just didn't care. You eat yourself out of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Belinda's put up another question here. Is there any particular breed of rabbits that you want for meat rabbits?
That's a good question.
Yes. So New Zealand are actually the commercial meat standard. They were bred commercially for meat. We cross New Zealand's Rex, and then our newest meat rabbit is a Tamook, and they were bred off the New Zealand line, but they're bred to be heat resistant. So if you're in a heat, like a hot climate, a Tamook rabbit is going to be like the way to go. On top of that, Tamook, Tamuk. It stands for Texas A&M University of, I think it's Kingsville. They bred it at the university to be a heat-resistant meat rabbit. They were bred for meat purposes. So they are awesome.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you get your rabbits from? Do you order them online, or do you just...
I have found a lot of mine through Facebook groups for meat rabbits, local meat rabbit Facebook groups. We have one. Actually, I think we have like 3 here in South Carolina. And then I've gotten one from Craigslist. But rabbit shows, if you go to rabbit shows near you, meat breeds are bred specifically to show for meat qualities. So you can't show your meat rabbit if they're not going to make good meat rabbits. So a lot of people go to shows and get meat rabbits if you're wanting a good quality one to start out with.
Okay. Well, I like I said, this is all new to me, so I'm depending on you to do the research for me.
What breed of rabbit did y'all get?
We got a Heinz 57. I have no clue.
Hey, sometimes that's the best kind to get, especially if they come from a meat rabbit breeder who's crossing lines to get you a better meat rabbit. A Heinz 57 can be the way to go.
They're not that big. I'm thinking I'm going to have to move up a little bit and get, like what you're saying, the Tamook or the New Zealand or whatever. Probably the Tamook, because it's pretty hot here in South Mississippi.
A lot of meat rabbit breeds, the males will actually go heat sterile during the summertime if you get above like 80 degrees, and then they can't produce until it starts to cool back down. So they'll breed for you, but they're shooting blanks.
Okay. Hey, well, my little man, he's not shooting blanks.
Hey, if you just keep the biggest of your litters and keep breeding them back and then bring in a new buck as you go, so you're not, kind of polluting your genes there, you can get bigger rabbits from what you got.
Really? Okay. Well, I was talking with Glenn from Gather Together Homestead. He raises rabbits. Him and Jessica raise rabbits. And he was telling me, and I asked him that question, do I have to get another male? And he said, well, yeah, it's probably best to do so. And that's what I want to do. I want to learn the process with what I've got. And then I want to kind of branch out from there and as I learn, try and do better, I guess.
Yeah, we have 4 females right now and 2 males, so that I can, breed 2 females to 1 male, and then the other 2 females to the other male, and then I keep kits from each litter to replace our breeders, and that way I kind of keep my genes a little bit better than just breeding the same ones over and over back to each other.
Hey, Radio Jonesy, I just seen you come in. I stopped way up in the chat.
Where
and
is he from?
Radio Jonesy, I don't know, where is Radio Jonesy
Good
from?
morning.
Australia, probably. I'm saying Australia. I've seen him somewhere. We got Mayfield Ranch. Katie has come into the house, California girl. And if I missed somebody, I'm sorry.
We love rabbit crossing.
Say that what?
Go back to red bird down.
Down. Hold on, I'm looking for something.
No, Ron, you can do that one first.
I can do this one first. Okay. What do people do with pelts? Are they just decoration or made into something?
Good question. I plan to turn ours into clothing. I want to make a rabbit vest. A lot of people make mittens or hats from them. And then crafters will buy them from you if you can tan them well enough, because they'll use them in different crafts and jewelry making that they do.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about being able to sell them to crafters. That's a good idea. Megan, you just, when you get into something, you forevermore get into it, don't you?
Yes. If I find a topic I am passionate about, it is like dive headfirst into it, and I have to learn everything I can. So I have to have a lot of meat rabbit knowledge.
See, that's good for people like me that don't have. I don't know what the word is, but my attention span does not last too long on certain topics. Oh, Blenda's trying to find something. MT Homestead, Mike and Terry, they breed Flemish giant buck with New Zealand doe. They are doing good. They live over in Texas, if you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
No, Oklahoma. Yeah, they live in Oklahoma. I'm sorry. And they've had some hot weather this year, and they've also had a bunch of crazy grasshoppers eating them out of the house and home. It's unreal. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, we've had locusts this year.
Yeah, cicadas. We've had a lot of cicadas out here.
But yeah, I was actually outside earlier when the rabbits were out there together, and actually found a shell just right off the ground. I mean, that's how bad they are this year.
They're all over.
We get them. I mean, in the evenings, you can hear them just all through the trees. So they make a lot of noise.
Oh, they get very loud out here. Sometimes I'm trying to film a YouTube video and I have to stop because they're so loud you can't hear me talk.
Yeah. Hey, Dawn Ray. I found Dawn Ray, I think, on MT's Live Sundays. It's a few weeks ago, but appreciate you coming in. I think it's Dawn Ray. I'm trying to think where you're from. You're not from South Carolina, are you, Dawn? I just met him, so I'm not sure.
There's another comment down there from her.
Okay, I'll look at it in just a second. Lady Jessie, everybody's extraordinaire moderator here is on top of things. Heat tolerant rabbits. Okay, I guess you can follow that link and find out what all that's about. Just don't do it right now.
Yeah.
Let me go down here and see something real quick. Good time is driving. Now, this is a question that you're going to want. I know that you're passionate about, and this is something I wanted to get to, and I'm glad they brought it up because it sparked my memory.
So it is. Ha ha! Yes, this is my favorite topic right now. Great question. So our rabbits do not get any rabbit pellets. We don't feed any commercial pellets. I forage or grow all of their feed. So we feed our meat rabbits for free, which is the best thing about it.
I knew that you were adamant about a lot of that. You get out there and you pull the weeds and you pull the grass and the vines and
every single day I go out there and pick fresh foods for our rabbits. Currently we have 9 rabbits, but I have done it for up to 30 rabbits at a time. I mean, just whatever we got. It takes me about an hour to harvest their food, but I've done the calculations and it saves us over $2,000 a year for me to forage for their food instead of buying commercial pellets.
Wow. I just starting out, I've used the pellets, but I have on the edge of our properties is wood line, and there's a lot of muscadine vines and all kind of stuff there. And I go out there most every day, and I'll cut a bunch of the limbs and vines off on the leaves.
Oh, yeah.
I'll throw a pile in there, and they love it.
Yes. They love muscadine vines. You don't want to give them the fruit because fruit's bad for their digestive system, but the vines still taste sweet to them. So they think of it as a treat. They love those. We have them all over the place here too.
We don't have any of the grapes on it. I don't, huh?
We need some.
Yeah, we need some.
Yeah, ours this year suffered real bad. They didn't produce off that much.
No. Our blackberries didn't either. A lot of our blackberries didn't produce this year. So they've just been eating. They actually eat the stems, thorns and all, of blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. They love them, especially the leaves. They're really good for them.
Okay. I'm gonna have to really break down and do a little bit more research on it. But
or you can just buy my book.
Oh, wait, I was getting there. Just hang on, Megan. But seriously, remind me in just a second. There's Phil from Peterson Farms in Nashville, Indiana. Rochelle says her daughter has a rabbit blanket, and it's starting to separate. I'll need to fix it. Which Rochelle, she can fix all that. She knows how to sew and all that kind of stuff. The Akubras.
A hat, maybe?
I missed something.
A hat?
Let me get up here and see what Oh, okay. There, you mentioned about hats made out of rabbit fur. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
I have to make me one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all pay attention to Katie. Katie says, I need more likes.
Yes, from West Virginia.
West Virginia. Just moved to my land here in October from Baltimore. I remember that now, Dawn. Sometimes I need a reminder. I guess there's so many people that I try and keep up with. And Peterson Farm, yeah, that's Phil. He's from Nashville, Indiana. That's what I want to do. Well, you just get ahead and do that. I use pellets and pick grass a little each day for my rabbits. I'm impressed about it. I am too, Dawn. To me, to be self-sustaining, like it seems like that's what y'all are trying to get to.
Yeah. To
be self-sustaining, and be off grid, and that means pretty much no electricity, no water. Y'all have a well? Or,
we have rainwater catchment. We catch all of our water from the rain.
Okay. And you have a way to filter all that? And
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, y'all are going full force. The only not off grid thing is being on live stream with Life with Blending Chuck, huh?
Yes, we're thankful for our solar power that allows us to do that.
Okay, so that's what you got, solar power.
Yeah, we got solar.
Well, I mean, I guess I should have put all that together. And it's not, it takes a different mindset. It takes a determination to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set myself, this is what I'm going to do. Let me ask you, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I know that to go off grid, you sold your house, and there's a lot of things. You quit your job, and people wonder, well, what do you do for an income? You know, how do you pay for things and all that? And I know that you might. You talked about selling the rabbit fur and or the hides and things like that, but you're mainly just trying to produce everything on your own. But that doesn't always work out.
No, Kenneth actually went back to work. Yeah. He does work. So, but we budget everything. We live as frugal as we can. We produce as much as we can here so that we don't both have to be outside the home. Our goal is for Kenneth to come home and stay home full time and not have to work, and that we can do everything here ourselves.
Right. Well, that would be awesome. And I didn't mean to. I was trying to word it where it didn't seem like I was trying to pry. Too much.
No, that's
a question we get all the time.
Okay. Well, I figured it was a legitimate question that people would want to know, and people would want to, because there's other people say, well, I'd love to do that, and then think, well, wait a minute, how in the world am I going to do that? If I think that all the time. Yeah, Blenda thinks it all the time.
A lot of people think that maybe we come for money or something like that, and that's how we can afford this life. But we started this as a one-income family, saving $20 a day to be able to buy our property. So one of us has to work, and right now it's him. We try to take turns so that we can do different kind of projects on the homestead and stay home with Declan. I was doing travel nursing, and then when I stopped that, he went back to work.
I got you. My daughter is a nurse, but she's not a travel nurse. She's a, what does she call it?
She's RN.
She's an RN, but she
her associate's degree.
She just goes. She works for a clinic here in Hattiesburg.
She's a float nurse.
A float nurse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I can't keep up with all that.
She would like to travel, but
Daddy don't want her to.
If I could go with her.
Daddy don't want her to.
They some nice spots out there. You get the right ones.
Yeah. We enjoyed traveling.
Yeah. Like the one that we stayed at in, what was it, Iowa? Like, was out like literally in the middle of nowhere. I mean, in a little bitty RV park, and it was literally, for the first part, there was maybe 5-10 people in the park.
Yeah.
You know,
it was basically just us.
Yeah.
Well, and if you in doing that, you get to meet a lot of different people too. I imagine, and you travel.
Yeah.
And you travel like
just
that.
Take your ministry on the road. We could buy an RV and go.
Buy an RV and go. I could get Jesse and Lisa to come pick us up, and we just drive all the way across country. Let them pay the diesel bill.
Hey, do it. I mean, we had a traveling garden when we were traveling. I had tomato plants that were started up in Iowa, and then I picked fruit from them in South Carolina.
Oh, goodness gracious. Having to keep up with that.
Yeah.
Hey, Lydia from Sweet King's Garden. Appreciate you coming in. And if I've missed anybody, I'm so, there's Gary Beltloop, 29. He's come in. Appreciate you coming in, Gary. I kind of got behind in the chat because we was looking at something, and I let my chat get.
Yeah, the Peterson Farm mentioned having pesky rabbits in his garden. We have those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have rabbits that we don't want that get in our garden. I got a little electric fence around my garden, and sometimes I forget to turn it on, or something gets on it and cuts it off. And the rabbits, they know when it's off, and they come in one night. They'll eat your sweet potatoes. They'll eat your beans. They'll eat everything. Hey,
They eat my
Lashes.
pepper plants, and they're not supposed to eat peppers. That's supposed to be one of the things that
Really?
are bad for them. But they will eat my pepper plants down to the nubs.
I did not know that.
Well, peppers
I
are a nightshade.
Huh. Well, I didn't know that they'd eat them.
Yeah, they will.
Hey, LB. Good. Appreciate you coming in. Let me make sure I hadn't missed anybody because I got way behind in the chat.
I
think
know
did
some
anyway.
questions popped up. I just don't know how to answer them.
You don't know how to. Okay.
I don't know how to chat back to people on the chat. I can see what they put, but I don't know how to reply to it.
Well, if you've seen a question, you just answer it. And
like I did with my 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
tell me, hey, Chuck, just shut up for a minute. I got to answer this question somebody asked.
Oh. I'm trying to find the questions.
The chicken and hash browns. I thought she said she was cooking fish.
Fish, yeah, you said you was cooking fish, but I'll take fried chicken too. She changed her mind on us, is what she did, or she just, or she changed her mind, or mistyped something. Did you find the question?
No, but I know curly-haired country girl had a question for me. Oh, it was about her feeding grass to her rabbits. She asked if they get less picky over time because they're not interested in grass and hay. That's because grass doesn't have as much nutrition in it. Wild weeds, things that people think they don't want in their garden, like cleavers, also known as goosegrass, clover, dandelions, things like that, are what they want. Those have more nutrition, more vitamins, more minerals in them than just plain grass does. So if you try to feed the wild weeds instead, I guarantee you they're going to like those.
Let me ask a question. And I need to get to your book, but give me just a second. Do you know what when I say chamber bitters?
Yes, I know it. There's another name that I know it by, and I can't think of what it was.
Coffee.
I'm pretty sure I addressed that in the book because somebody else had asked me about it.
Okay.
I think they grow here in South Carolina too.
Hey, they're all over here.
I'm pretty sure that there's no tested documentation on if they are safe or not safe to feed to rabbits. But one good way you can always look up to find out if something's safe, if there's no documentation on it, is to look up if it's safe for horses. So horses and rabbits have the same type of digestive system. And horses are going to be more sensitive to certain chemicals than rabbits are. So if it's toxic to horses, don't feed it to your rabbits.
Okay. There was a question up here. Oh, there it is. Jen's asking, were you inspired by any other off-gridders?
We weren't. We never planned to become off-grid. We actually kind of laughed at the idea to begin with. But back in 2021, when they had that big freeze in Texas and Texas froze and the power companies were charging people like $300 to be able to even have just a little bit of power and stuff, I decided then I would never put my child at risk like that. If Texas, where my parents live and it's hot all the time, can freeze and people were freezing to death, then South Carolina could freeze. And it wasn't worth the risk for me to have my child at risk for that. So we started going off grid then. It was a complete accident thing.
Okay. Dawn is asking, did I hear that right? That rabbits like to eat blackberry canes?
Yes. Blackberry canes, raspberry canes, all that. They are very nutritious for rabbits. You definitely should be feeding those to them. So if you prune your canes back, because I know a lot of them only produce on like second year canes. The ones you prune off, go feed those to your rabbits. Don't let them go to waste.
Thank you, Jesse. I don't know if that's going to help, but it might. Baker says you can't ride rabbits, though. The saddles are too big.
You can't. But in their defense, rabbits can produce more meat in a year than a cow can. So rabbits are still worth it to have on your homestead.
Now I seen that you had that on Instagram, and there was now just to make sure, because there's some people that say, well, that's just no way that can happen. You got to understand the my brain just went dead.
The math behind it. Yeah, because on
the math.
Instagram I break it down by, because that total is for like 6 rabbits. 6 rabbits having an average litter of 7 kits, breeding them 6 times a year, will produce over 1,200 pounds of rabbit in 1 year.
That's yeah, that is crazy. That's and that's breeding them pretty much every.
That's breeding them 6 times a year. So we only breed from like August. We just started breeding today, and we'll breed up until like April. And we breed them 3 weeks after they have a litter. What happened? You got. Oh no! Declan touched the electric fence that the goats are in.
Well, normally he's all good, but his hands were wet where he was playing in the water, and may have popped him a little harder this time.
His hair's standing straight up. Poor little man.
Yeah.
Hey, he probably won't ever do it again.
This guy's
No, he'll do it again.
Oh yeah. He was outside playing in the water, so I think the water kind of intensified the shock on him.
Yeah, we don't have it turned all the way up. We actually have it turned down on half power, because it is hot enough to where I can run pigs in if I need to.
I got
and so running goats in it, I can turn it down, and they stay in it just fine.
Okay.
But yeah, his hands were wet, and so I think that's what got him.
Is that question for me?
Yes. And the question, and look, I'm already blushing because I know one of them. But don't put me in the hat, okay? I think what he's trying to get across though is like YouTube channels maybe that are about off-grid or about raising rabbits or the homestead life, that kind of thing. Is there any?
So of course we watch the big channels like Roots and Refuge, the Holler Homestead, Acres Homestead, but our favorite off-grid channel is Simple Living Alaska.
Yes,
they do a lot of. Yes, they are awesome. They do a lot of gardening and showing different things you can grow from the garden.
They started a lot like y'all did.
Yeah. I love to watch them. I've watched probably about every video they've put out.
Me and Belinda, we started watching them, I don't know, a long time ago. I don't know how long it's been. And it was just fascinating to us to watch how they built their homestead. And y'all have done similar. Y'all done a little bit similar format, I guess, as far as the way that y'all do things. But they have the advantage of being in Alaska.
Yes. They've got so much room to hunt and fish and oh my goodness. Hey, I tried to talk him into moving to Alaska, but he said they get too much snow.
It's okay, buddy.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle all that.
I couldn't do it.
Do you dispatch your own rabbits or do you pay someone else?
We do all of our own butchering here on our homestead. Rabbits are the easiest things to butcher, and they're so quick. And I mean, he can do it faster than I can. He can have one rabbit completely butchered, skinned, and everything in about 5 minutes. I mean, he's quick at it.
And I know that with YouTube, the way that it is, a lot of that is hard to. There's that channel, Ariel and Eric.
Yes, there they are. They are awesome. Check them out. But yeah, we actually have videos on butchering rabbits on our channel. We've got one about butchering as a family because a lot of people were concerned about us butchering rabbits with Declan present. We started when he was 2. So we did one about butchering as a family, and then we done one more recently on how to butcher rabbits that actually Kenneth walks me through the steps, and I show people step by step how to do it.
I got you. Okay. I didn't know how YouTube felt about some of that. You know, they're getting kind of particular with some of their stuff.
They're not as happy about it, but I just turned the monetization off, and they basically don't even look at the video then. So that's the only reason it's allowed to be up. And because we don't show the actual killing process, if I was to show that, they would have taken the video down.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Carp's Homestead. Baker, appreciate you coming in. I hope you're still here so I can tell you goodbye.
There's our Okie Homestead.
Oh, there's Marie. Hey, Marie. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. And the thing kind of skipped on me. So if anybody else kind of came in, I apologize. It just, if you do lives, you understand what I'm talking about. The chat will go and then it'll skip. And when you like me, I can't concentrate on two things at one time. So
yeah, I feel that. I understand that completely.
All right. Well, look, let me ask you about your book. Tell everybody about the book.
So I just finished writing a book called Feeding Meat Rabbits for Free, and it is a guide to feed your meat rabbits. It has sections on what you can grow in your garden to feed them, different herbs, different plant prunings and stuff like squash leaves and stuff that you can feed them. It goes over trees that rabbits can eat and how to make tree fodder and put it up for winter feedings for people who are in cold climates, different hays that you can make, grasses you can grow, and how to make them into hay, and different wild weeds you can grow. If you're wanting fluff and stuff like that as somebody, kind of just talking for pages, it's not that kind of book. It is basically down to the facts. This is what a rabbit can eat. This is what you eat, and this is how to be able to tell if your rabbit can eat it. So I break down everything that rabbits can't eat and how you can go through the process of determining if a weed or something grown on your property is rabbit safe. So I'm excited about it. It goes on pre-order on the 15th. So 3 more days, it'll be on pre-order, the ebook on Amazon, and then the actual paperback book will be on pre-order on our website, www.livingthehightlife.com. And if you pre-order from the website, I will sign a copy for you. And then it goes live for sale October 1st, and it'll be available on barnesandnoble.com, ebook and paperback on Amazon, and then, of course, on our website as well.
Okay, and your website is all on your about page?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just livingthehightlife.com.
Feeding rabbits for free.
Yeah,
that must be your video that you put out not too long back.
Yeah, when I was first talking about the process of feeding rabbits from your garden in your homestead. I've got a few videos out that I've kind of shared about it, but I'm super excited.
All right, what is the title of it? Is it called Feeding Rabbits for Free?
Feeding Meat Rabbits for Free is the title.
Okay.
I didn't want anybody who is a pet rabbit owner to start reading through it and read about butchering rabbits and get surprised. So I went ahead and put that meat rabbit in there.
And for ordering at Barnes and Noble.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I follow you on Instagram as well.
Oh.
And yeah, she
I
does.
share a lot on Instagram.
I hadn't figured that Instagram out. You put music to it and words and everything. I'm lucky to get a picture on there.
And if you follow us on Instagram, you get to see Declan dance a lot. He loves to dance to music with me, and so he ends up in a lot of my videos just dancing.
Yeah, Lazy Days is not saying that he'll sign it. He's saying that Megan will sign it.
Hey, if you want to come, I'll let you sign it too.
Yeah, good point on specifying meat rabbits.
Yes. And if anybody is in South Carolina, I will be speaking on the topic at an event in October, and I will have my book there available also.
Now, I've seen you, and we're about to run out of time, but I seen you with Ronnie from Early Bird Farms.
Early Bird Farms SC.
Yeah, SC. He always says SC. You got to put the SC on there.
Yep.
Seen you with him and Matt from my brain just went dead.
Dean Family Acres.
Yeah, Dean. Matt Dean from Dean Family Acres. And there was somebody else. But anyway, y'all had a lot like a get together or meet up or something that y'all were all part of. And
Homesteaders of the Southeast is what they called it. It was a very small gathering, but it was great to be able to meet everybody and talk to everybody.
Yeah, I like old Ronnie. Me and Ronnie, we talk every now and then, and but I just like the way he presents himself. He reminds me of somebody that I knew, and I guess that's probably why I like him so much. But because he, you know how you get a familiarity in your brain.
Yep.
Gary, they're from South Carolina.
Yep.
South Carolina, and they moved there. They moved off grid. They're living in a camper now. Are y'all planning on building? I know you said you have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to build an off-grid cabin. I've got one designed out. It's about, I think it was 700 square feet is what we're going to be building. So we're getting there.
Yeah, I remember you laying it out or kind of telling this is what I want. This is how the back's going to be, and the garden, the little layout, the raised bed gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And
lumber prices are just crazy right now, and we'll have to buy in some of the lumber as well. So we're just waiting a little bit longer to get it built.
But a lot of the stuff that y'all have built, you've milled it yourself with your chainsaw mill.
And that has saved us so much money.
Will y'all be at the Gulf Coast Homesteaders meetup in Milton, Florida?
We don't have plans of it at the moment. The one that I'll be speaking at is called Farm Where You Live, and it's October 15th and 16th here in South Carolina.
Okay. All right. No, Gary, I'm not going. The only meetup I'm going to go to is the one in Kentucky, the Heartland Homesteaders Picnic. Milton, Florida. I don't know how far is Milton. Milton, Florida is probably a whole lot closer than Grand Rivers, Kentucky. But we're going to the Kentucky one because a lot of the folks in here is going to be there, and that's who I want to see. I don't really care a whole lot to meet a whole lot of. I want to meet the people that I know, I guess.
Yeah.
There it is. Homesteaders picnic. Although, I like meeting new people, especially people that are like-minded, like the homesteaded stuff and the raising rabbits. That excites me. Different things like that. Katie wants y'all to come to the meetup in California. Y'all be able to make that in a week or two.
Yeah, that's from East Coast to West Coast there, man. We're complete opposites.
All the way. Hey, you can do it in a week. I know Blended done it in a week, didn't you? All the way from California to North Carolina. It wasn't in a whole week. It wasn't in a week.
It was the same year.
It was the same.
That was close. Oh, Katie says it's at her house. So
we'll come and go you then.
Hey, wouldn't she be surprised if we all showed up at her house?
Oh yeah, but it would be a fun time, all of us together.
I would love it. Tammy and I, you're going to be at the Tammy has convinced me to get. I think she wants to sell some soap or something. Okay. Hey, Megan, do y'all make your own soap?
We do. We had a soap company before getting to our off-grid property, and then I kind of shut the business down to put it on hold while we got the homestead up and running. But I hope to be able to start it back up and grow a lot of the ingredients ourselves.
I remember that now. A lot of this is coming back to me, but a lot of time I forget quicker than I remember. The thing in Milton. But look, there's a ton of questions that I probably could come up with and that everybody in the chat could come up with. I just wanted people to meet y'all.
Well, I had fun, so I'm glad you had us on.
Well, I since I found your channel, and once I learned out about live streaming and homestead communities and blah blah blah, which is something I didn't really know about. Let me tell you this, Megan. This is a Southern goodbye, by the way. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
One of the first things you introduced me to the chili cook-off with Blue Collar Homestead. I didn't know them. I had no clue who they were.
I won 3rd place in that chili cook-off.
Yeah, I know. You edged me out. That's what I was going to say. You edged me out. But that's all right. I won runner-up. I won Miss Congeniality. And we had fun making it. It was really good. And plus, I got to meet Tim and Trinity from Blue Collar Homestead.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome people.
They don't put out a whole lot here lately. But I did win a thing that you put on a jar that you pour the oil out. It's from up there.
I won one of those too, and that thing is so handy.
Yeah, we love ours.
Yeah.
Do what?
You have the face.
I had the face for what, Gary? What, radio? Had the face for radio? I know. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up. You have a live stream every 30 minutes. I'm gonna be on there. I'll give you a heart. I'll just put in a word to Devil Dog and he'll straighten you out. You ain't seen a Southern goodbye until you hear Gary from Beltler. Gary can go on. He's a good guy. He's from Mississippi too. He's from just down around Jackson, Mississippi. But anyway, I won first runner up or something like that. I think Jesse, if I'm not mistaken, Jesse may have won first place. 80 days ahead.
Yeah.
I need to check out their chili recipe then, because I'm pretty proud of mine, and I ain't got 3rd, so I want to know what got first.
I think he used peanut butter.
Somebody did.
Now, there's people who eat them with cinnamon rolls too, and I just can't get behind that. Bless you.
There you go. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, I want to say it was Jesse. Let's see. Yeah, they got first place.
Congratulations.
They edged us both out.
I know.
But I made a spoon, and I just made it in a hurry. I had a tree, and I cut it down, and it was just.
I remember seeing that.
Well, he wanted it to give as a prize, and I was like, "Oh goodness, no," because it was horrible. I mean, it was as rough as they come, and I spent a little time trying to smooth it out a little bit, but I felt sorry for the people who got it. Jesse may have got it. I don't know who got it, but I didn't know Jesse and them back then. But look, I do appreciate y'all coming. I hope everybody here in the chat makes y'all friends.
Always got their recipe.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I need to go check that out.
Hey, now it's just rub it in our face.
I know.
That ain't nowhere to be, Jesse. Peanut. I think it had peanut butter in it. I'm pretty sure it had peanut butter in the chili.
I love peanut butter, but I just don't know that I can put it in my chili.
Well, it may be one of them things that you put in there and it don't really taste like peanut butter. You know how sometimes you mix something and it don't really taste the same.
It has like a little bit of sweetness.
Peanut butter's a strong flavor to overcome.
Maybe salty.
No,
he's peanut butter. Okay. Okay.
Somebody had peanut butter. I don't know who came and said. Oh, Daz from down under. I can't remember his name now. My Aussie Homestead maybe is Daz. My Aussie Homestead. I think he come in second.
Pumpkin in it.
No, he was the judge.
What?
She puts pumpkin in her chili. Dawn, I'm just gonna have to take your word that tastes good because I don't know if I'm putting pumpkin in my chili. I put chili in my chili, but I don't know about pumpkin.
No.
Gaz was one of the judges that Lazy Days that Jesse paid off. Okay. You know he paid him off. Well, look, I do appreciate y'all coming. Kenneth, I appreciate you coming on here. Declan,
Hey, bud.
don't be touching no more fences. Don't y'all touch no. We'll see you, Lydia. I'm getting off here. There's other lives that's going on this evening, and me and Belinda's got some things that we got to get done. But I do appreciate and look, wish y'all the very best. Anything we can do, just let us know. We can help y'all in any way. We'll try and promote your book.
I appreciate that.
Once I can put it up on our community page and all that, we'll do our best to try and do our best to do that.
He
but
said it costing 5 bottles.
yeah, it costing 5 bottles of vanilla.
Oh, hey, I got a lot of homemade vanilla. I should have sent that in. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Our first live tomorrow night.
That's not really his first live. He had a test live, a giveaway live one time, but this is going to be, I guess, his first. If you can make it to this, make it to that. I know y'all are limited on your internet over there, but if you make
But
it to
what
Jess,
time zone is that? Oh, Central. Oh, y'all behind us. Or
yeah,
ahead of us, whatever.
You'll have a good time with Jesse and Lisa. They're good folks. But I do appreciate everybody coming in. All of y'all in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming. Hang on there, Megan. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all don't know how good it makes me feel that you take time out of your life to stop in to say hello. And Nick, he comes in at the very last minute to say hi. Appreciate you coming in, Nick, from AZ Highland Homestead. We're signing off. But I do appreciate all of y'all, and I appreciate Nick too. I know he's a busy fella. He's got he just bought or in the process of thinking buying some land himself. But I do appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all know that. I hope that I'm not just saying it, but I do appreciate all of y'all coming in. So we'll see y'all the next go around. Hey Tony, that's all right. Creekside just came into. Hey, sorry Tony and Johnny. But we'll have to talk to y'all next time. But give me just a minute.